Good morning, YouTube. This vlog today is going to be about the corrupt banking system that we have in place today, and also allotments, where I am with the raw food thing, and supermarkets. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've taken an extract out of Mr. Pike's book, and I've kind of made it smaller so it makes a bit more sense. Money out of nothing. Another foundation of modus operandi is the control and creation of what we call money. This involves creating money that doesn't exist and lend it to people and businesses in return for interest. They call this system credit, and it accumulates enormous debt for governments, businesses and the general population, and debt equals control. Vital to this has been to allow bankers to lend money that they don't have, a contract that is today called fractional reserve lending. The principle has been used since at least Sumner and Babylon to entrap the people in a non-existent debt to the reptilian hybrids. There are records of loans made by the priests of the Templar in Babylon at the time of the king Rambi in the 18th century BC, and by around 1000 BC the transfer of bank deposits to a third party in Babylon was condemned. Yeah, this is the reptilian hybrid system of financial control, and they have now expanded it worldwide. Among the first bankers in the Western world were the Knights Templar. Funny that. They were given fantastic riches by Christians supporting the Crusades and by legacies from people who were hoping to buy a place in heaven. Their temples in Paris and London became major financial centres. City of London. The Christians' world had a ban on usury. In Latin means interest of excessive interest or excessive interest, but as centuries passed this was forgotten and the banking systems as we know began to expand and develop. The Islamic religion, which this is a really key point, right? So the Christian religion, it is wrong to use usury, which in Latin is a measurement of interest or excessive interest, but due to time and etc past, people have forgotten and it's developed into our banking system now. Now this is funny, the Islamic religion, the Muslims, still have a ban on usury to this day, right, officially, and these Christians and Islamic restrictions allow Jewish, that is Khazar and Zumnan people, to donate money lending for interest. Can you see what the big corruption is here? So that's just a small section on how the banking system works. I'm now going to cut this because I've cut it so many bloody times, because once the phone rang and the other time I didn't read it right, but then I just gave up on not reading it right. So I'm now going to cut it and then come back to raw foods. Okay, raw foods and my allotment. The allotment is at the process of being turned over and getting ready to whatever else. My dad's in the process of buying a shed, and then we're going to start sectioning things off. I'm going to go raw when I grow. I'm not going completely raw now. Obviously, I'm cutting out a lot of other things, but I'm not going 100% raw yet until I know that I'm eating my vegetables. Obviously, I'm going to have to compensate that with fruit, because we can't grow fruit that effectively in a cold country. But we can, but it's not as effective. So that's in the pipeline, and as I start growing my food, I will video and document that, and I will let everyone know when I've gone completely raw. But until I've started growing my own food and see some progress there, and move into a new house and whatever else, it's not convenient right now to be completely raw and get that a structure in place. Also, I've been trying to avoid supermarkets, use the market as much as I can, and I use local shops as much as I can. But for the last 3 weeks, I've gone into Marks and Spencer's. Now, most of you would be like, Marks and Spencer's. Now, Marks and Spencer's in England it's where the middle class and the upper class shop, you know, like Waitrose and Harrods, you know. And most, oh my God, if you shop in Marks and Spencer's, you must be rich. Well, that is not the case. Marks and Spencer's is as cheap as Tesco's, and their food quality is much better. Seriously, there's half the amount of E numbers and preservatives and you know, artificial colours and whatever else than there is in Tesco's food. Obviously, if you are on a budget and you need to get something that's, you know, you've got value, middle and high, you've got 3 different price ranges in Tesco's. That's the only thing that's different about it, right? But the middle of the range price range, you know, the normal middle of the range things that most people buy, if anything, is as cheap in Marks and Spencer's as it is in Tesco's. Actually, goat's milk is cheaper in Marks and Spencer's than in Tesco's. Their orange juice is 50p more, but you can taste the difference. It's proper orange juice. It's not something that's, you know, been sat in a warehouse for 6 months prior to it arriving in our fridge. Their fruit's a lot better quality as well, and the same sort of price. So yeah, I've been spending no more than £20 each week on things for my freezer and, you know, salads and stuff, via supermarket outlet of some kind or a local shop. This week I spent £18.34. Last week I spent £16.34, and I think 36 or something. The week before I spent about I think I spent about £12, and that was 3 occasions in Marks and Spencer's. Right, so you tell me, I'll go to Marks and Spencer's to get the odd things that I can't get from you know, the market, like fruit and veg, freezer stuff and milks and coffees and breads and things like that, and cheeses. It costs me less money than if I go to Tesco's. I used to average 40 quid at Tesco's every week. Well, I'm spending, what, £10 at the market if you're lucky, and 18 quid in bloody 20 quid in Marks and Spencer. So I've taken £10 off my shopping bill by not going to Tesco's every week. Yeah, so, you know, it's a complete fast. You know, and the rich and the elite and the middle class are going to have a tendency to shop somewhere like Marks and Spencer's and Waitrose. Now, if I was anything to do with the Illuminati and knew what really was going on, you wouldn't put too much shit in that food, would you? In principle. Not saying that that's correct, but, you know, in theory. So, anyway, that's an update for now. Next week, I'm actually on lates again, so I might actually be able to vlog a bit more in the morning. I've just applied for my job and hopefully I'll get it. My seniority isn't that high, but I don't think anyone wants to work to 2:30 on a Saturday. But I don't care, I just want a job. So then I'll be permanent on earlies, and my hours will be a bit... I don't have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, so it'll be a bit better for me. Sorry I haven't vlogged much, sorry I haven't really been in with the thingy. And thank God nothing happened on the 21st of January, I'm so happy about that. Let's just keep our eyes on, because I was keeping my eye when the I don't know what you call it, inauguration or something, when he signs his oath. It's a whole big day thing in England, you know. Prime Minister just there's no when our Prime Minister comes into power, he has to go and see the Queen. We don't see it on telly, nothing like that. You don't. Oh yeah, Tony Blair's in power. Oh, okay. But you had a whole day of it. Fair enough. It still seems that America's quite brainwashed still by this fallacy that's come into play with the Obama thing. You know, we can do it, or whatever it is. What is it? I don't even know his slogan. Change, isn't it? We can do it. Yes, we can. That's it. Yes, we can. No, yes, you can. Rubbish. Absolute crock of fucking shit. If you can't see through this man, he's singing from the same song sheets as all the rest of them. But, oh, you've been brainwashed again. Sorry. I'll shut up.